Texas flexing, rolling through the SWAT. Repping for the city, hear him in the parking lot. Houston written across the jersey, ain't gon' never stop. Just fans got me tuning in, waiting for the drop. Astros, Texas, Rockets, Dynamo, they coming with it. When they pull up, got the city sitting on a fitted. Straight up A-Leaf, hold it down, ain't gon' never quit it. Just fans got me tuning in, let my dogs get it. Southwest A-Leaf, Texas, throw down here and it's so infectious. We ride for the Houston Astros, Rockets, Dynamo, and them Texans.
What's good, guys? New season, new episodes from us. Even though not much positive to talk about. I'm your host, Leos, and I got my boy Papa here. How's it going, man?
What it do, my boy? Football's back, and we're kicking off in the most Texans way possible.
Tell me about it. My fantasy team lost. The Texans lost.
Yeah, I'm 0-1 in my fantasy. I don't want to talk. We'll probably touch on that later in the show.
I don't know if I go 0-2 in both fantasy and in real life. I might be on the roof of energy.
It might be over. We might be calling it quits early on.
Real early.
How you been, Rios? It's been a minute.
Oh man, work sucks. Life sucks. Yep. Everything sucks.
Checks out. It adds up.
And I was hoping, you know what? Maybe, NFL Sunday will give me a little reprieve from the suckiness of life. We had some great games for sure, but the one I cared about, no.
Yeah, no, it started out pretty good. You start the season Thursday night, Cowboys lose. You love to see it.
That brought joy to the soul.
Yeah, you love to see it, right? And then, you have a few crazy games, Baltimore and Bills just win.
Oh, that's not PTSD.
Dude, it's a hardwood classic right there.
Well, normally I would be ecstatic about that game, but my opponent had Josh Allen. I had a 91% chance. 91% chance. I was winning the entire day, and I lost by 2 points. I'm like, you have got to be.
Somebody in my fantasy has both Lamar and Say Flowers in their team. So they completely killed. And if Say Flowers can put this season that we think he can, when we were drafted, he was on my short list. I was like, it was like round 4 or something. I'm like, I want to get a really good wide receiver. I think he's going to be good this year. Somebody stole it right. I was like, it's a 12 team draft.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all from people I work and a couple of friends. I was dead in the middle. I was number 6, which I hate being in the middle. I like to be at the top or at the bottom so you can have that wraparound draft.
Yeah,
I was not able to, man. So like every single person on my short list was getting taken. I'm like, God damn it! But 0-1 week 1. Looking, I'm benching Pacheco. Fuck that guy. Fuck the Chiefs. They didn't do shit in the run game at all. I think Mahomes was the lead rusher for them.
I don't know them. So I have what's his name? Xavier Worthy. 3 plays in.
He's gone.
And then Mr. Taylor Swift knocked him out of the game. And he's probably
that was a like a backyard type tackle, man. He just went for it.
Well, I felt intense. Like, what did he do to you, man?
I was like, is that the Rock out there? Just clothesline.
I was watching him like, this is the 3rd play of the game. No.
And he was like, his shoulder was gone.
Like this is the first game of the season. What's going on, man?
And it had to be Travis Kelce. It couldn't have been anybody else.
Of course.
It had to be Travis Kelce. But yeah, no, man, same with me. Like Brock Purdy is doubtful right now. He might not come back on time. So I'm starting Jordan Love week 2. I had the Lions defense last week. Packers just fucking ran circles around them. So I'm putting in San Francisco defense this week. See if it's any better.
Well, he plays a little bit later on tonight, so we'll see if he does better. But I mean, it's against the Commanders, so we'll see.
It's a toughie. But do you have anybody from the Texans on your?
Nico Collins.
How was that?
That was going to be my 13th freeze. I'm like, I was watching the game. I'm like, hey, throw it to Nico. Come on, man. Like this. What? 2? Come on.
He's over there. Please.
Over there.
Why are you running? Why
Bro,
are you running?
I have Malik Neighbors and Nico Collins on the same team.
Oh,
Do a
nothing.
goddamn thing, bro. I'm like,
Malik didn't do anything this week.
I was just sitting there holding the bottle of tequila, like, not again. Not
so,
again.
so let's talk about the Texans in general, man. Week 1, game 1 in LA against the Rams. It was 14-19. It was a bit of a lackluster game on both from both teams.
Yeah, I mean, I figured it's going to be a defensive battle between both. They both have pretty good defenses, but just watching the offense, it felt like watching the Texans last season. Like, it was just uninspiring. I'm like,
so let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it because we had a lot of not necessarily expectations, but we had a lot of hope coming into this year. And I know it's only week 1. Get off my back. I don't give a fuck. I don't get paid millions to play a fucking game, so I'm gonna criticize that as much as possible. So, the new offensive coordinator, new offensive playbook, same old Texans. That was the story of the game. The O-line is still incredibly suspect, inept, pathetic almost. We had 11 penalties for 80 yards, making third downs almost impossible. We completed like 1 or 2 third down conversions.
I mean, the average third down was about 3rd and 20.
like at least 15.
It was just
and you know CJ and like I have a few notes on here because I was telling Rios before the show started, I wasn't able to watch this game live. I was actually at work, so I was like kind of watching it, kind of not. Then I went home, watched the highlights, saw some tape, took a few notes, and we'll get on the defense in a little bit. But let's start with the offense because most of my notes are on the offense. So CJ looked. There were times where CJ looked okay. Whenever he had a little bit of pocket presence, he would find the right man, make the right pass, and for the most part, people were catching the ball. Like it was a little bit better. You could see like the progression from last year already.
Yeah.
Because last year he looked like a chicken, like a headless chicken out there, always running from his life. This time around, there were a few plays where it actually developed pretty quickly, and he got the ball out quick enough before he got, pressure in his face. But there were other stretches where my guy just looked completely out of his depth. Like the O-line, like I said, pathetic. The rush was like almost impossible to stop. We're gonna have to play with 2 tight ends and just have them block as well.
Yeah,
because both of the tackles were getting beat. The double teams were not functioning at all. No amount of coverage was helping the O-line at all in any way. And every time CJ had to run, sometimes he will try to make the play, but he got sacked like 3 or 4 times?
3 times.
And every single sack was like 10 yards back.
The problem was those sacks. I mean, one of them was on him, but he would go backwards 10 yards. Like there was one that was 2nd and 3. He lost 13 yards. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah. He did make one pass on his back foot, trying to get away from the pressure. He actually connected the pass, but that was the only one that I saw where like him stepping back actually did anything.
Because otherwise it was throwing it away or a sack.
And like the guy just doesn't have a lot of pocket presence right now. And I think it's a symptom of last year that's carried over to this season. But like my question is like, what are you doing in training camp? What are you doing like in preseason? Like what are you guys actually trying to defend against? Like I'm talking about the O-line in preseason and training camp. If like on week 1 the Rams are just gonna completely manhandle your guy, the guy that you vowed to protect. Switching the O-line around this year, getting a new playbook, all of this stuff. Talking about how you're gonna protect the quarterback. And week 1, sorry, got a bit of a cough. At week 1, we're already asking the question, Like, did anything change?
Doesn't feel like. I think part of the problem was, so we saw training camp, we saw preseason. They had a set offensive line. Week 1, let's change it all around. I'm like, what the fuck? Who does that? Like, because you got Ursay playing left tackle the entirety of training camp, all the preseason, and then week 1, actually, you know what? You're going back to right tackle. Cam Robinson's going to start. I'm like, are they trying to justify trading for him? How much they're paying him? I'm like, that's so fucking asinine. Like, if he's not good enough to start, he needs to be on the bench. You made a mistake trading for him. Cool. Live with it. Don't grow up with the offensive chemistry, because you saw like the line was not, they had zero cohesion, and it showed, and CJ was running for his life yet again. Like, what are we doing out there, guys? And then not just that. So you already made a mistake there. Then you get an injury. You shuffle the whole line. You get another injury, shuffle the line again. I'm like, guys, you can't operate in this way. Like,
you need some consistency.
All the pundits that were, questioning the offensive line, like, you made them look right, because what worked? I mean, yes, the interior did much better this season. I mean, this game against Stunts than last year, but the edges, they were getting.
The edges kept getting beat, man. It's like they might as well not be there.
They're just saying, go ahead and hit him. I don't like him anyway. Hit him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at this point, we're just gonna have to have everybody block and just have Nico just run the seam, and then just hope he's faster than the whole secondary.
Yeah,
because otherwise, like, CJ just doesn't have enough time. And you look around the league, some of the other quarterbacks who maybe don't have like the perfect O-line either, but
they get the job.
They're making plays. They're getting the job done. And CJ, like, and I don't know how much of this we can blame just on the O-line. CJ, like, he's the man out there. He's the quarterback. Like, what is he telling them?
I think part of the problem stems from last season, just some of that shell shock. Just kind of like with David Carr, like, when you get hit so many times, you kind of lose faith and you kind of just panic a little bit. And I think we're starting to see that a little bit with him. Like, he doesn't trust that O-line, and I don't blame him, because they gave him no time. Now, there were times he had time in the pocket. He just held the ball too long. And that's, again, it's a young quarterback, but like, bro, you're in year 3. Like, you got to get rid of it.
It's year 3. So, like, hypothetically speaking, if we see more regression or a plateau, rather, when do we start, like, as Texans fans, when do we start, like, questioning, is this really our guy? Are we going to give this guy the supermax when his rookie contract is up, if this is what we're going to be getting out of him? Like, what's, like, I know it's still early. He's still got 2 more years on the rookie contract? 1 more year after this one, right?
After this year, he's eligible for an extension next year.
So, I wonder what that conversation is gonna be like. Again, I know it's only week 1, but that's how we started last year. Last year we got the win against the Colts, but the O-line was completely non-existent, and that game gave everybody else the blueprint to beat the Texans. And then it wasn't until that game against the Vikings where everything completely fell apart, and the Texans got completely found out.
Mm-hmm.
And now that everybody has seen that, that's how we attack the Texans. The O-line is because besides the O-line and everything, and CJ, like I said, he did look good for stretches. He did connect on a few passes. The penalties from the O-line, the holding, the face mask, false starts, that did not help the cause at all. And I'm optimistic enough to think that if you cut down those penalties to, like, instead of 11 for 80 yards, you cut it down to like half of that, maybe we come away with a win.
Absolutely.
Nick Chubb, I think, looked good.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it. You mentioned it plenty of times. 80% of Nick Chubb is better than pretty much 100% of what else we got, given that Mixon might not come back for a minute. I thought Nick Chubb looked good. I felt like the O-line, as far as the run game, looked solid enough. It's just when, like, we're not built for play action. We're not built for any of that. Because the O-line, like, nobody can hold a block to save their lives. it's the biggest question mark still. The offense, but I thought CJ looked okay. Chubb looked okay. Nobody, as far as the wide receivers go, nobody like had a stinker of a game. They were
Nico
just.
did.
It's just like because he wasn't getting the ball all too much. That's the problem.
Well, I will give the Rams credit. They had a great game plan. They were like, we're going to take. CJ said it themselves. Like they're going to play a lot of shell coverage, a lot of Tampa 2, take away those deep shots. This falls more so on the play caller. Like, hey, they're taking away the deep stuff to Nico. Figure a way to get him the ball underneath routes, slants. There's so many different options to get him the ball. Like he's your best player on offense. Like you got to find a way to get him the ball.
Yeah,
for a guy
feels like we're always just having him run a seam, right? Like it's very predictable.
Yeah, like I mean, even the wide receiver screens. As much as we criticized him last season, like get him the ball, give him the ball in space, and let him do what he does. Like do something.
Let him make a play. Playmakers make plays, right?
But no, like they were trying to give to other guys, which I'm cool with. Like Higgins has a couple good plays, but again, he's a rookie, and he was the reason that CJ got picked off. He just got his lunch money taken on that play. But
yeah, it was a tough one. It was a tough one because it was single coverage. It was a 50-50 ball, maybe a little overthrown, but
he had it in his hands, and then
he had it. Yeah, he had
Warner
it. It was just on the way down that it kind of got switched up.
My issue with the game plan was we saw how effective Nick Chubb was. He had 60 yards, averaging 4.3 yards per carry. He's having a decent day in the first half. He didn't run the ball all in the second half.
Yeah, we kind of just
Damian Pierce for 5 yards. They give the ball to Dare, who basically lost the game. Like he fumbled the ball. Like he should not have been in there in a clutch moment. Like, come on.
I mean,
2 minutes drill. Why is Dare
2 minutes, 3 timeouts to go? You give the ball to like your third
string running back, who's a
special teams player. And yeah, we know last year he had a few clutch moments. But in week 1, you want to try to guarantee a win. And if your best rusher has been Nick Chubb, who we know is not like just a run-of-the-mill running back. Nick Chubb is like one of them guys.
Right? Like,
so
what were we thinking there? Like,
yeah, and then I mean, props to the Rams defense. Like it was all them costing.
They're legit. Like, that's a playoff team. Like they're a good team. Like it's not like they lost like say the Panthers or like
then I would be like I don't think we were doing a show right now. I feel like
we'd be on the roof of NRG right now.
We were rioting.
No, like don't get us wrong. It's not a bad team, but this was a winnable game, and they
very much.
They fumbled it with which is normally I'd say this is uncharacteristic of a D'Amico team, but this is year 3. We continue to see double-digit penalties pre-snap. I mean, at this point, like what are they working on in practice? Because this is 3 years in a row we see the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
Pre-snap penalties, like there's just no discipline whatsoever. Like
whatsoever.
It's mind-boggling because when he got hired as a coach, like, he's going to bring discipline back to this team. I don't see it. There's no discipline pre-snap. Still missing tackles. Like, guys, what are y'all doing in practice? Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, the offense is still much work to be done for sure. And next week we play. Remind me, Tampa Bay. So that's another solid team.
Great offense. So the offense for the Houston has a chance to get a little bit of a rebound because their defense is not, it's not the Rams defense.
Right, it's not. But it's a solid team. It's a very complete. Missing a few pieces here and there.
They're a good team, but their defense isn't the Rams. The Rams have probably a top 10 defense.
Yeah. So let's look at the other side of the ball for the Texans, the defense. Don't have a lot of notes. I feel like holding the Rams to 14 points is pretty good still.
Yeah, I mean, that front 7, it was just the swarm mentality. So my only criticism of the defense would probably be the secondary. They got torched.
So
they were just lucky the front 7 was able to get so much pressure on holding the 14 points because they were getting torched.
So Stingley, game 1.
He got hurt. He wasn't the same after the injury. Like, and I don't too much on him, but
he wasn't. He didn't have a horrible game either, but
it wasn't a Stingley game.
It wasn't a Stingley game. Gardner Johnson kept getting torched. He kept losing his man.
Lassiter got torched.
Lassiter,
the secondary was the one weak spot of the defense, which is surprising because this was a top 3 unit last year.
Yeah, and it might be just with the play call and the coverages. I don't think they were sufficient. It's the Rams. Puka Nacua. It's the man, right?
Well, one thing is like, why is Petrie covering Puka?
Yeah,
Jalen Petrie, your worst person in coverage is covering their best receiver. Like, I get they wanted Stingley on Adams, but like, Puka is clearly.
Well, Adam wasn't even getting that many receptions anyway.
He had a pretty decent day, actually.
Shit, not if you ask my fucking fantasy. Anyway. But the D-line,
when he made catches, they were for third downs, for first down conversions.
Yeah, they were clutch catches for sure. The D-line, I can't ask much more from them, to be honest. Will Anderson is the man.
They were phenomenal. They get an A+.
Anderson is the man. The D tackles are great.
The linebackers, phenomenal as well. Like the front seven did their job. It's just the back end of the defense. Not a horrible game by any measure. Like I know a lot of people reacted, but like they held the Rams to 14 points.
Exactly. It was solid. It wasn't flawless by any means. There's still a lot of work to be done on both sides of the ball, but the defense, if the defense can just improve a little bit, just a little bit.
I think Stingley being healthy will help a whole lot because
most definitely.
He was playing a little bit hurt, but still.
But we just got to make those better calls, though. I feel like Stingley should have been a Puka the whole game.
Yeah. Because I know D'Amico doesn't like having, Stingley shadow guys, but there are certain guys you got to shadow. Puka,
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah, you're going to have to. He's a top 10 receiver in the league. Like, the way some guys shadow Nico, you got to do that with like guys like Puka.
Correct.
He's a great receiver. Like, he is elite. Like, you're going to have to shadow that guy.
Yeah, there were a few moments in this game. It was very disappointing from the Texans. I should have drafted Kaʻimi Fairbairn. Like, if there's something I know is that that guy will always put it through the goalpost.
Like I was like, if I want the only offense to be, kicking the ball, watch the Dynamo. Like that's what it felt like.
And that was the saddest part, man. It's just like we just couldn't get the ball in the end zone.
Not even close to the red zone.
We couldn't even get to the red zone. Yeah, like even when we got the Rams to turn the ball over, like I never felt like we were like dangerous in the red zone, like looking to score, and it felt like the penalties obviously didn't help it, and I hate it. I hate that we always go for the 3 points, man. Like,
be a little more
some balls, damn it.
Cojones.
Some balls, man. Like you saw Detroit last year. They lift and die by going on 4th down, and they made it farther than we did. So
exactly. I don't know. I would like to see them be more aggressive on offense because the only time that they really felt like a threat was that last possession, and you got your 3rd string running back out there. Like,
yeah, like honestly,
for the Buccaneers, the game plan should be get the ball to Nick Chubb as much as you can. And just pepper Nico with targets because
that is such a maddening thing to do. Just run the ball, get them to okay, we really need to stop this run game, and then when they least expect it, just let that bitch fly and have Nico fucking make a play.
Because Chubb was I guess they weren't sure how much he could handle, but like. It's Nick Chubb. This guy can.
Marico, he was getting 1st down all on his own.
He's a workhorse. Like he was effective in the first half. I don't know. I don't understand why they felt the need to feed Dameon Pierce. Like at this point, Dameon Pierce should not be on this team. Dare should not see significant carries in clutch moments. Like, come on, man. Like, if anything, give the ball to Woody Marks, the rookie. Like he was more effective than both Dameon Pierce and Dare Ogunbowale. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing?
And like we talked about how they were gonna try to give CJ more of a say on the play calling. I don't know how true all of that is. I don't know how true it was on game one. Um, but CJ needs to do a better job of just reading the defense. Like, like the O line. If you already know that the O line is ass, and that it's not going to give you much time, then you got to be a better. You got to do a better job at getting the ball out quicker. You know, like I'm not trying to say that he has to be the next Tom Brady or the next Peyton Manning. Fucking Drew Brees will just get that fucking ball out immediately. But dude, if in a game where after the first half all you got is 2 field goals against a beatable team, we're talking about the Rams. Like, yeah, they're a playoff team, but like, shit, so are the Texans.
Yeah.
And we looked completely toothless out there. It's like a bull without the horns. Like we're just no threat whatsoever. In Tampa Bay, we know what they can do offensively. So the defense is gonna have their hands full, right? The defense is not gonna be able to hold everybody to 14 or less. So you're gonna have to score some freaking touchdowns, man.
No. So funny thing. So 8 teams scored 14 points or less. 7 of those teams won. Don't want to lose? Take a wild guess. Who's the one team to lose?
Are they based in Houston?
Yeah. 14 points. 8 teams scored 14 or less points. 7 of those teams won. In today's NFL, you hold a team to 14 points. That's a fucking win.
Yeah, that means you probably score 30.
And for offense to be that fucking inept, like it's embarrassing, honestly. 3 field goals. All you can muster.
Yeah, honestly, I should have drafted Kaʻimi. I'm telling you. I don't know why I passed on him. It's a tough pill to swallow. Tough loss. Are we playing in Tampa Bay or are we playing in Houston next week?
Oh, we're playing here in Houston Monday Night Football.
Okay.
If someone wants to buy tickets, we wouldn't say no.
We're gonna have the home court. We're playing in the ice, like white ice or whatever, ice out fucking
Liberty White out, sir.
We gotta show up.
You can't go.
Show up. We gotta. This is a statement game. We do not want this to be a repeat of last year where we just started so crappy and then the only reason why we won the division is because the rest of the division was ass.
Yeah, I mean, you can go 0-2 because the Colts won.
The Colts won, and they fucking looked insane. Danny Dimes looking like fucking prime Brady out there.
Who the fuck? Who's this guy?
Who the fuck are you like recording in a potato, my guy?
Yes.
iPhone 1.
What up, BlackBerry? Ladies? The fuck?
Yeah, BlackBerry 10.
What are you doing, fucker?
I'm driving home. Work.
Okay, well, we have you. Give us your thoughts on the game, real quick.
Are you talking about position or just a prediction?
No, so give me some thoughts on the offense. Give me some thoughts on the defense. Give me some thoughts on the game overall, and give me some thoughts for next week's game against Tampa Bay.
Okay, I'll give you the cliff notes on it. I think that the offense was lackluster from what we have seen. I think it felt very like the same as last season's. There were some improvements as far as like maybe I saw CJ like using his feet a little more at the beginning, and then it suddenly like stopped. He started taking more sacks again, you know?
For like 10 yards every single fucking sack too.
Yeah, and it's like I think some of that is obviously on the a good part of it is obviously on the O-line. Some of it is also just holding the ball too long, and I think it's just a combination of those things. And I think it's just like I think Rios and I talked about it at one point. It's like at some point you were at some point in the game they were playing musical chairs with the offensive line.
Yeah,
and it's like it seemed very like they were confused. Okay, you told the guy. Your left tackle, and suddenly you just switch up positions right before the game. That's confusing. I mean, sorry, this is how it is. and I just think that adds on to it. And then you have a rookie who's just starting out. You can only blame him so much before you realize, dude, it's just a rookie.
Yeah.
It's just a rookie. So how much can you put that on Ursary? It's really not. It's just like he's gonna start learning as the game develops. And that's how it is. I think defensively, they held up to 14 points. I mean, against a stout offense like the Rams, I mean, I think that's pretty reasonable. Um, to hold to 14 points against, again, Matthew Stafford, who, by the way, was supposed to be injured and he balled out. So I can't imagine a healthy Matthew Stafford what he looked like.
Yeah.
Um, so I think, and I told Rios this, I was like, you know what? I think going into this game on Monday Night Football primetime, Texans on primetime haven't always shown their true colors, and then having a game like this against the the Rams, I mean, you didn't score a touchdown at all. It
At
was
all.
all Kaʻimi Fairbairn that did
Not
it.
even
So
close.
yeah. So that does concern me that you're not able to produce a touchdown on offense.
Did we
Maybe
even
I'm
attempt
hoping.
a pass like on the end zone?
No,
No,
they didn't
I
make
mean
the.
there
They
was
didn't get to
close.
the red zone.
Yeah,
That's the sad
yeah.
part. Zero
Yeah,
red zone.
we stayed the whole
And
game
so
like in the middle of the field. It felt like.
yeah, and so that's what it was. And then like when you finally started making some noise, and you have that defensive that mishap of getting the ball punched out.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they were making a comeback. Honestly, if it wasn't for that, you never know
Yeah,
for
they
the
had the
outcome
2
of the
minutes
comeback.
plus 3 timeouts, so
Right. So
they could have
they
made
they were
something
making some
happen.
noise, but it's just I told Rios, I was like, you know what? That's just a good defensive play that was made. And that's what it was. They punched the ball out. You can't really even blame too much on Wale because I mean that's literally his second career fumble. So how much of that can you blame? Things are going to happen.
I don't blame him. I blame the coach that he shouldn't have been out there first of all. Like clutch time, like 2 minutes drill, and you got
give it to Chubb. You give it to Chubb.
Yeah, I agree with that. Having Damian Pierce out there for just about most of the entire second half,
5 yards, 5 fucking yards.
5 yards to produce a total of 5 yards, that's unacceptable. Um, they can't. I think there was a tweet that said, the Rams, they kept feeding Nakua, they kept feeding Williams, and that's how they torched the Texans secondary, and then and the defense. But the Texans, what do? They let Damian Pierce run his course. I think
Yeah.
we've had enough conversations about Damian Pierce as for the last 2 seasons. So it. I don't see why, but again, I'm not the coach. I'm not a coach, but I mean, maybe they saw something that we don't. I don't know, but
I don't think they've seen shit. That's the problem. I don't think they're watching the fucking game.
They're
to me,
Ray Charles of the bullshit.
Yeah, to me, that didn't seem logical to have Damian Pierce out there, but yeah, I thought it would be better to have Nick Chubb, your starter at the moment until Joe Mixon returns, out there gaining those yards. Because there was a point where he was torching that Rams defense, for a fair amount of yards. So
Yeah.
I think that's what should have happened. But whatever, I'm not a coach, but nonetheless, I think if the Texans walk in on Monday with that same energy, with that same offense, playing offensive line musical chairs and holding on to the ball, and this offensive line not protecting CJ, I don't think I see a win coming out of this next one, especially with the Buccaneers coming in with a chip on the shoulder based off of the last time that they came over to NRG Stadium when CJ Stroud and Tank Dell really made them pay last minute. You remember that?
And
I was there. Oh man, it was electric.
We know
And you were
how
hammered.
good offensively Tampa Bay can be.
They
So
can be.
if
They're not
if
to
the
be taken
defense,
lightly.
yeah, if the defense can't hold them down to 14 or less, that means we're gonna have to put a lot of points on the board. And the way this offense is looking, I don't see where those touchdowns are coming from.
Yeah,
Especially if we keep
it's
making the same bullheaded decisions of like giving the fucking ball with 2 minutes to go to our third stringer
yeah. I
when
think
you're like 7 points down or whatever the fuck. 5 points.
Yeah, I think
Math.
it was it was a lackluster debut for offensive coordinator Nick Caley on this, especially against his team. You know, I think you
The thing
would
is, like, what the fuck you been
feel
doing
the
all
need
fucking
to show off
preseason?
against your team.
Like,
Huh?
what you been doing all preseason and all training camp? What the fuck
Well,
are you guys
I,
out
Watching
there
Bobby
fucking
and I don't know,
doing?
and I don't know if you guys talked about it, but I know Rios and I kind of addressed it in our other show that we talked about CJ Stroud's quote about lollygagging. Like the discipline, I think, is still an issue.
Yeah.
You know, they might, you know. So I'm like, what does it
I
mean,
mean,
like lollygagging? Like, did they not take it seriously? It's a week game, week one.
Yeah. 11
You know,
penalties
what's the
for
deal
80
with that? But
yards.
I mean, that's some discipline.
That will
You know,
lose
I
you a
think
game.
it's funny because I saw a tweet come out. I saw a tweet come out saying, you know, one thing you're not going to hear is Larry Tunsil false start. But guess what you heard? Penalty on the offensive line, even if it wasn't Laramie Tunsil, you know. So that says something. And this is a new, you know, you got Popovich, who's a new the new offensive line coach, and you're still going through some of the motions. So at what point do you think, okay, what's the problem? You're still going through the same things that were happening last season. You know, can you actually build up on those things? If it's taken you a whole season to fix it, are you going to be able to fix it within a week's time for Tampa Bay?
Right.
It seems doubtful for me if you've had this problem since last season. So
hell,
I don't know.
last three seasons.
That's how I see it. Yeah, last 3 seasons, like false starts. I'm sure there's a stat out there that has added up how many penalty yards the Texans have lost in the last few seasons with the
Ooh.
false starts.
It'll
I would
circle
like to
the
see that.
planet probably.
It'll reach the moon with how many yards.
I mean, I think it's fair to say the honeymoon phase is over for both CJ and D'Amico because, like, you're expecting more in year 3 at this point because it feels like a step backwards from last season, which was a down year at this point. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Keep
I
talking.
mean,
I'm looking.
I think those are questions that Texans fans could ask you. But
Because, you know,
I
last
believe
season,
it. Like you can tell, CJ's doing his best. He is.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
No, like going into last season, everyone was on a big high after his rookie, debut. Last season was a little bit of a letdown, and this season, to this point, feels like more the same. Like he had moments, but like at the same time, like you're in year 3. Like we've seen all these elite quarterbacks in second or third season take that next step, and week 1 was a step backwards.
It just feels like a repeat of last year.
Yeah. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to have to look at what are some of the consistencies that go through week 2. You know, what are some of the same things that we saw during week 1 that seems to linger over, and then maybe if week 3 still is the same way, then those are things that you feel like they're probably going to carry over as the season progresses, And so that's the things to look at. So right now I've seen offensive line being the biggest issue again. Hopefully that, and then now what I did see that I did like, I will say, is that Nick Caley did focus a lot on the tight ends this time. You saw a little bit more of what I did like is that you saw more of Dalton Schultz as he should have been last season.
Yeah.
I think Dalton Schultz, showed out this past week, and I would like to see more of Dalton Schultz. Now, unfortunately, you lost Kate Stover for however long time that he's going to be lost with a broken foot. But you elevated a tight end from the practice squad who I believe has experience as a tight end. So we'll see how that goes. But I think with the addition of Jalen Noel, I'm sorry, excuse me, not Jalen Noel, Jalen Higgins. Sorry, all the Jalen's. Jalen Higgins had a pretty decent catch. He knew he was going to take a hit. He crouched down, so that's where you can use a guy like this. I'll tell you this, another guy that I really liked seeing out there, Hutchinson. Just how he made another clutch-like play, not clutch-like play like he did against the Chargers, but there was a point where he got open and nobody was covering him, and he made a catch like that. So
Yeah, it was key
those are
first.
situations. Yeah, it's a key first down, exactly. So those are situations you can use Hutchinson because how many like he's one of those kind of like almost dark horse receivers.
He's a
And you
big
get to
body
see,
receiver too. Like he can
yeah,
catch through contact.
yeah. And then again, you got Jalen Higgins who can help you out, dude. You know what I would have loved to have seen more of Nico Collins. Why did they not feed Nico Collins as much as they
5
should?
targets.
5 targets. That's
The thing is like
unacceptable for having a guy like that.
Nico needs a second to create the separation, and CJ doesn't have the time. He just don't.
Good
Like
point.
the ones that where he actually found him is when it were the snaps where the Rams weren't sending everybody. But every time the blitz
Yeah, I
came,
think
the offensive line completely collapsed, and CJ was like, "All right, let me just step back 20 yards and get sacked instead."
But at that point, it's like if you recognize if you're going to get blitzed, I think what do you get blitzed 41.2% of the time, which is the highest
Yep.
that he's gotten blitzed since
Yeah.
last season. Now that point will drive any quarterback crazy. Rios and I have always brought up this point of look at Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, right? He got sacked around 38%, 39%, somewhere around
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
stat.
right around 40.
And you and you saw Mahomes struggle. Any quarterback's going to struggle at that point. But with CJ Stroud, since he has been struggling, that I get that there's some PTSD there. Like there's some like what's happening because
Yeah,
there's no
he
more
panics. He
because of that.
panics too much.
So he holds on to the ball a little bit. I would like to see him use his feet more. I think that if he were to use his feet a little bit more, like he did at the beginning of the game, I think you may have had some key first downs. You may have. And
Yeah, but for him
so
to use
maybe
his feet though, like people have to hold their blocks a little bit, and that's the biggest
that too,
problem.
and
The tackles ain't
and just
holding blocks for shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. And I feel like okay, what's the situational awareness also?
No
Okay,
pocket
if I know I'm
presence
not going to get
whatsoever.
a key block, yeah,
Yeah.
no pocket presence. So what do? I'm gonna have to run around, try to extend the play while my receiver gets open, step up in the pocket, things like that.
So
Um,
I found sorry cutting you off. So
no, go ahead.
there's not really like a stat that gives me like the amount of yards per penalties over the last 3 years. But I
Oh
did
man.
find that the Texans are the team with the 6 more penalties over the last 3 years.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, there you go.
It's the Titans, the Jets, the Cowboys, the Browns, the Seahawks, and then the Texans.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Nice company.
Yeah,
There you go.
that not the company you want to be. Like we have a few more than the Panthers and the Broncos.
Yeah.
So not a single good team in that in that list at all. And
So
that tells you
it's
everything you
just
need
those
to know.
it's just those things to think about. But if you're asking me, realistically speaking, non-biased, I just think that going in like that against a team like Tampa Bay, I don't see the Texans coming out with a win, especially on prime time.
We got to put on
That's just how I see
points.
it.
If
Yeah, you
if
got
we're
to put
just
up
gonna
points on
kick
offense.
field goals,
Yeah, you're not going to win just by field goals. I mean, I think that's what they have to do. I mean, it's like the easy thing to say, like, oh, you got to score touchdowns to win games. Yeah, clearly, right? But it
Ask
sounds
Matt.
easier, but it sounds like a John Madden quote. You know what I mean? Like, then you have to throw the football in order to score the touchdowns. Brett Favre, Brett Favre,
Whoever
stuff
scores the
like that.
most points
Brett
wins the
Favre.
game.
Brett Favre. So like,
Brett Favre. Yeah,
the thing is,
that's John
like
Madden.
we saw that we could, man. Like 2 seasons ago, CJ's rookie year. Yes, I know the league didn't have tape on him yet, but like, dude, he was letting that thing fly. I don't know why it's so much different now.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather he throws that shit and gets picked than getting sacked for like a fucking 10-yard loss every single time. I want to see something different in this offense, because the reason we changed the O-line coach, the reason we changed the O-line, the reason we changed the fucking offensive coordinator was because the offense was not working. And then game one comes on after all of this talk in preseason, all this talk in fucking training camp and the offseason. And what do we have? The same fucking product that we had last year.
Well, I think the fact also, I mean, you had a guy like Tank Dell who was able to spread the offense out more. You know what I mean? Spread the defense out more and give another.
Yeah, we're
option
definitely
to
not going to
CJ.
have every single piece, but how many teams out there are also dealing with injuries already?
No, no, no. I get it. I'm just saying. I think to answer your question, I think that's one of the reasons why CJ was able to sling it more as well, because you had Tank Dell at wideout, you had Tank Dell that on the slot. You were able to move him around, and he was a versatile receiver. So it gave more options to CJ Stroud, and of course you had how do you call it? You had Dalton Schultz as well, who was actually having a pretty good season straight out
He
of
was actually
Dallas.
catching footballs and now
Yeah,
fucking.
which he is now. Again, from what it looked like in week
He had
one.
a
So
couple of
hopefully
good
they're
catches.
able to do that.
Stover
Yeah,
also looked good
yeah,
for
and
stretches.
so right, and I think that's what the Texans need to utilize a little bit more of the tight ends, right? And so we've said that for so many
Well,
seasons.
no, because
Again, the last
now we need them to block because nobody else on the fucking O
yeah,
line wants to block.
yeah, and then like I said, if they utilize the tight ends, I think obviously it spreads out more of the offense and gives CJ more options. I mean, again, the last memorable tight end the Texans really had was besides CJ Fedorowicz, which wasn't much. It was Owen Daniels. And so that's a
That
long
was
time ago.
13
So
years ago.
I was about to
Jeez.
say.
yeah, Rios was only 68 at that time. Like that's how long ago it was. But nonetheless, get some more targets open. I think also Christian Kirk is also out, and I think he was adding during training camp. Again, yes, it is training camp. He was adding a little bit more of an option in the slot for CJ,
And I think that's
and
why they brought
also
him in because of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
because of that, and also Braxton Berrios. Yes, well he's a special teamer. You can also they were also utilizing him a little bit on the slot, and that's a quick little receiver that you can just kind of dump the ball to alleviate a little bit of the blitz as well. A little
Get the
check down
ball out
pass.
as fast as you can. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then I will say this: there was a remember when they did the jet sweep with
Yeah.
Hutchinson.
Yes.
That got you a little that got some yardage as well. So I think just being if the blitz is going to be such an issue, I think now it just relies also on CJ, of course, and a little bit and some creativity on the offensive line. Excuse me, offensive coordinator. So
Yeah.
you know how can we use those things again? I do
Also,
like when they
run
use
the damn
the jet sweep.
ball. Give it to
There's
fucking
ways to beat
Chubb.
Your
the
running
blitz.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's ways to beat the blitz. You just gotta be creative. Like Bobby had mentioned earlier, with Drew Brees, quick slants. Have Nico be the Michael Thomas of this team.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
slant. Quick slant.
Yeah. Stop putting him like on a one-on-one race against their best fucking corner. Just
Because
have
he's not
him.
always gonna hit every single fly route. Like you gotta figure out put him in different
Do you
routes.
remember?
Get him to cut through the middle.
Yeah.
Get him to
Did
a
Andre
corner.
Johnson beat every corner? How did
No.
they utilize Andre Johnson? They would
He
utilize his
beat him
strengths,
up,
his catching ability.
but
Beats by
Poor
play.
Lieutenant.
he fucking
Uh,
beat their ass.
but you know what I mean? Like how they used to how they utilize Andre Johnson. He wouldn't beat every single corner because he was a big body guy. So you utilize him, put him in the slot. Sometimes do something. Make sure that you get as long as you caught those key first downs, you keep the drive moving, you keep the chains moving. That's what you need. It builds confidence, it builds character, and I think that's what I just think they're to sum it up. I think they're just lacking creativity in the offense. Excuse
Yeah.
me, they didn't lack creativity there. But
Yeah, the
again,
defense
it's a
was
new
solid
offensive
enough.
coordinator.
It's
Yeah,
everything else.
it's a new offensive coordinator, so it's going to take some time. That's all it
Yeah, but
is.
it's not like it's a rookie offensive coordinator. Motherfucker been doing this.
He is a rookie offensive
Is
coordinator. It's
is
just
he
that
a rookie?
His first
yeah,
year football plays. He's been a tight ends coach.
Oh, he
yes.
was a tight ends coach. That's what he was.
He's been a positional coach mainly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
the
You're
fact
right.
that it's
You're
his
right.
first year.
So it's good to him, but this division has gotten a little bit better than last season. And again, two of the 4 teams have won this past week. You
Yeah.
can't go 0-2 and they win again
You
because
can't fall behind. Yeah, because the division we can go down to like the last week of the season. Oh, we lost. Okay, get him out.
I'm
Oh, there
here.
he
I'm
is.
here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
unfortunately,
Yeah, I mean we're probably about to call it. We're
yeah.
49 minutes in.
Well, let's give final thoughts, predictions for Monday Night Football.
Okay.
We'll start with Carlos.
I said I think I was going to go with now if everything is clicking here and there with the offense and score some touchdowns. I don't know. I'm still going to take the Texans to take the loss 20-17.
Okay,
Okay.
Poppy.
I'll like me and Rios were talking about, I don't think Tampa Bay's defense is going to be as tough as the Rams. So I do think we're going to get some points on the board. But I feel that Tampa Bay is also going to put up a few. It's going to be not a slugfest, but it's going to be back and forth. I think there's going to be a bunch of lead changes here. I'm going to say 21-24.
Okay.
For who?
So close game. Close game.
For who?
Texans.
Okay.
21-24 Texans.
Optimist.
Yeah.
Optimist.
I was going to say Tampa Bay, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to be an optimist this week.
Hey, you know what? It's okay.
No, I think it's gonna be a close game as well. Houston's defense is better than Tampa's, but Tampa's offense is better than Houston's.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be low scoring. Honestly, I think it's gonna be
fucking 10-9 or some shit like that.
3 to 7.
3 to 6.
Field goals all game.
No. It's one safety and one field goal. It's 3-2, bro.
I'm going to go 13-10 Texans. It's going to be really low scoring. Mind you, it's two high-powered offenses when they're at their best, but those defenses, they're not slouches. Yeah, 13-10 Texans.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm giving us the edge only because we're at home.
Okay.
Yeah, the only reason.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll be back next week, and then we'll see how wrong our predictions were.
Right.
Sounds good.
And I'm just saying that if I at least can't have my Texans win, I just hope I win in fantasy because I'm already 0-1.
I'm 1-0. I'm 1-0 in fantasy.
I'm in 4 leagues. I'm 1-0 in 3 leagues, and my big winning league I lost because of fucking Josh Allen. Man, fuck that guy.
Dude, fuck that guy. He gets to go home to fucking Haley Steinfeld, fucking loser. Oh, look at me. I make fucking $40 million a year. It's fucking.
While Poppy goes home to a bottle of bourbon.
Not even a bottle of Hennessy.
You think I got a Ford bourbon?
To a bottle of
Joke's on you. It's halfway.
That shit
All right, guys. That's it for this week. Y'all take it easy. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace. Play the outro.
Nobody's ending it with the outro. No.
Play the outro, dumbass. Play the outro, dumbass.
I'm on the phone.
Not you, dumbass. The other dumbass.
Southwest A-League, Texas, throw down here and it's so infectious. We ride for the Houston Astros, Rockets, Dynamo, and them Texans. If you ain't never been down here, but rule number 1, you gon' respect us. Just fans in my speakers, new one drop, they bout to bless us. I might right through the SWAT, playing just fans right through your spot. Look, and I don't know what you thought, but right here, dog, we gon' rep the squad. Got HU, I might fit it, then on my jersey, you gon'